mean, you can't doubt yourself, man. I doubt myself all the time. You know, the things that I say to myself on a daily basis. You know, if someone said those to my friend, like, bro, like, yeah, I'd be so angry. I would beat up the guy who ever said that to a friend or family, you know? Or, you know. But, you know, I say horrible things about myself. Like, you're no good, you're not enough, you're not talented, you're not a real artist, you're just pretending, you're just a horrible person, essentially. And I would say a year or so ago, or like 2 years ago, or like, I don't know, I kind of shook that. Like, no, less than a year ago. Back in September, so like a few months ago, really. Like 8 months ago. I started like trying to shed this negative self-talk. At least trying to like to stop putting it into the air. You know, it's not a healthy thing to vocalize the fact that you want to kill yourself, or that you hate yourself, or that, you know what I mean? And, you know, you would put it out like as a joke, or like I don't know, you drop something like, I'm gonna kill myself. Or like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. But, you know, that stuff, even if it's not serious and you don't mean it, you do mean it, and it works on you, you know what I mean? And I needed to learn ways to reinforce a positive sense of self. You know, I have a negative sense of self, and I still do. I understand that. I'm trying to work through it, around it, you know. I don't know if we're... I think there is progress, you know, I mean, I think I am more familiar with some of the emotions that are going on inside me, and I think of, you know, my brain is like, okay, there's multiple different people. There's a negative person in my brain. I don't know, let's give him a name. His name's Jeffrey. Jeffrey, the negative version of Aiden. And he hates me. He hates me so much. And he just wants to see me in pain. You know what I mean? This person. And you can't give him power, you know what I mean, over you. Because the true you, and I view the true me within my brain, is the happy, positive, creative, loving, kind soul, you know what I mean? And I don't think he's been really allowed to come out of the cave in a long, long time. But the first thing I think anyone should do if they're dealing with a negative sense of self is stop vocalizing it. Stop saying it out loud. And I know I'm saying it out loud and stuff right now, but I don't say that stuff out loud. It's a very, very common thing for me to say, I'm gonna kill myself. And like, to be honest, yeah, there have been times where that is true. That's honest. That's, you know, I have dealt with suicidal thoughts and suicidal ideation, but yeah, I would say, like, again, a few months ago, it worked its way into like my common vocabulary. And I hate myself was another one. I'm stupid. So many. I could probably list hundreds of negative things I would say to myself and actually vocalize them and put them into the air. And I am more aware of, the first step is becoming aware that this is an issue. Second step is deciding if you want to fix it. Because, like, the truth is, man, if you're miserable, you're unhappy, and you don't want to fix it, but you're just so, like, deep in that fucking hole, it's gonna push people away. People are gonna resist from being around you, and because you are not, first of all, you're not putting in the effort, and it's gonna affect your relationships around you and shit. But the most important thing is it's like affecting the relationship with yourself. You don't respect yourself, and that's the most important thing. Like, you need to learn to respect and love yourself for who you are and accept certain things. But I would say, this is me being real now. Like, no matter what I do, it feels like I can never get to that place. It's like, okay, I get there for a day, and then it's just back to the bullshit, back to the shit, I think for the future, man, though, like, I think, I romanticized it without even being aware of it, maybe because it fuels my art a little bit, but at the same time, I think if I was more positive and, like, happy with myself and, like, loved myself and shit, like, I would make more music, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, look at, okay, Van Gogh. He killed himself. And I think about how much more art, how much more incredible, great art he would have made if he was mentally healthy. You could say someone like Jean-Michel Basquiat, think about how much further he would have gotten to go and how much more great artwork he would have made. Kurt Cobain, how much further he would have gotten to go and how much more artwork he would have made. And then you ask the question is, are these people's deaths what make them so famous? It's the fact that they hated themselves and suffered and, like, all that shit. Like, I don't know if it does. I think they were great artists that, like, transcend, like, fucking history and time period, and they're undeniably great. But think about how much further they would have gotten to go, like, if they were secure and happy. And okay, an example is, like, I find Paul McCartney very secure and happy. You know what I mean? The Beatles are going down in history for sure as probably one of the greatest fucking rock bands ever. Like, how people still respect, like, Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, and all that shit, nowadays. Bro, like, we're gonna be listening to the Beatles, like, 200 years from now. Guaranteed. You know what I mean? That's because it's undeniably great. But, the hell is that? some sort of, I'm walking down the street right now. But, so I don't believe in this suffering makes greater art or whatever. I don't believe in that. I mean, look at David Lynch, bro. David Lynch is a fucking genius. Bro was like the happiest guy alive, man. He just kind of had it. Like, I don't know. But yeah, like, become aware of those habits, those habitual things that we do that are negative. Become aware of them, notice them, and correct them. Like, actively correct them. Correct the thoughts. And, it's hard. And we all have to figure out our own strategies and our own ways of dealing with this shit, because we're all different. No one's mental health is the same as another one's mental health. Even if they have the same diagnoses or like same issues, same childhood trauma, it's going to be felt different and experienced differently. But I don't know, I'll talk about this. I have to protect my mornings. Because I know now, if the first thing I do in the day is kind of like okay, I think the worst thing I can do in the morning is wake up, grab my phone. That's horrible, because then you sit in bed, before you can even get your day started, you're consuming other people's days. And then you're comparing yourself. And then you're going like, oh, and I'm sitting here on my phone. I'm such an idiot right now because I'm sitting here on my phone, wasting my life away. Okay, so you just spent the first hour of your day going straight, like, first of all, you're feeding an addiction as soon as you can in the morning. And that's probably the worst thing I can do. For me, I know that's the worst thing I can do. I wake up every morning very depressed, very self-loathing, very fucking judging myself and comparing myself already. Like, when I wake up. Anyway, so I'll go through it. My morning routine has to start now, nighttime. You know what I mean? With the night routine. The most important thing is going to bed on time. Going to bed before the next day starts. I believe in that. I believe in your waking hours should be within the same days. And anyways, so I need to wake up. I want to wake up rested. First thing I need to do is get out of bed. You know what I mean? Do 10 push-ups. Instantly. Like, instantly. It just, for some reason, it kind of helps me get up and aliven myself and shit. And then I'll go down and make some tea. And like in the summer, I'll go out and sit on my porch and get sunlight, you know what I mean? And take that moment to breathe, be present, no technology, no phone, no music, no like nothing. Like, do fucking nothing and drink your coffee or tea or whatever. Then I make some breakfast. And then I go shower. And then I get dressed. And then I meditate. I do some transcendental meditation, bit of stretching. Usually, like, I'll stretch a little bit before going into the transcendental meditation. And then when I come out of the transcendental meditation, I do a bit of yoga, like moves, like, and then I start my day. It's that meditation is important. It closes off the morning routine. And meditating before I get to work and start doing things is very, very important for me. Very, very important for my sort of mental well-being. Because if I'm doubting myself, if I'm in a negative headspace, I can't work. Like, I can't do it. So having that meditation period, it's extremely important. And then I like to meditate again, like, if I saw someone. I kind of got freaked out there. I'm walking by the waterfalls of Hampton. But, lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I try and meditate twice a day. And, after working, after doing everything, I don't... So, okay, work for me, let me define what work is. Work is something that, it can be enjoyable. Work to me can be enjoyable. But it's like I'm actively working towards a goal. So that's mixing an album, mastering an album, emailing, anything making money related, finance related, paying fucking bills and utilities and, shit like that. I consider going out and meeting people, or like going and, like work. When I'm done that, I'll try and work from like 11 till 3, 11 till 4. I try and do like another meditation after I'm done working. And that meditation is like, okay, let's get into a creative headspace. This is when I create. Now, of course, creating can be within the work, but that's once a specific goal is already lined up. So it's like, okay, we're gonna work on the album, and I got all of these ideas done. Okay, the ideas are done. Like, I got all this stuff ready. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I record a specific idea every day for this album. That's already lined up. We already have that goal. Now, at night, I get a little bit more like loose and creative. It's like, okay, do the meditation, get out of work mode. Now, the focus is more on me. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm creating something, it's not for an album. It's like that whole idea. I'm not working on preconceived work or anything. It's new sort of creative energy. And this time is also, it's my night. So I'll go into that meditation, and then I eat, I'll eat dinner. I'll spend quality time with my girlfriend or friends or roommates, or I'll go out, downtown and hear some live music. I'll have different things for my nights, but I go into a different headspace. I forget about work completely. And, but more often than not, if I'm not, preoccupied with something or whatever, it's going to be me. Usually I eat dinner. Then I'll probably maybe read a little bit. Sun starts going down a bit. Then I go and like start maybe playing some music. I mean, maybe I'm making some music with Oliver that night or like whatever. Maybe it's a movie watching night. Maybe it's a jamming night. Someone's coming over and jamming. You know, maybe it's a date night. Maybe it's a painting night, drawing. Like I mean, I'm home right now, but I'm going back to Kingston soon, which is where my house is for university. I'm spending the summer up there. I'm kind of away from friends and family, and it's going to be kind of isolating. I'm going to work, so, like, I'm going to have a job and stuff, and make some money. But it's going to allow me that time to focus on myself and my artwork. But, like, when I get back, the first night I get back, I'm going to be alone at the house, so I'll probably make some nice food for myself, have some books out on my desk, have the music all set up, Ableton already opened. I'll have my painting stuff set up downstairs. I'll have my sketchbooks out. I'll have all of it out. And then I do a meditation, and then I just let all the creativity flow. And that's an incredible thing to do, because sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're like, damn, bro, holy shit. I made a lot. Some's good, some's bad, But it's that daily practice. It's that daily creative practice, which is, man, it's so important. Hugely important. Anyways, I'm going to sign off. But you gotta cut that negative self-talk out. Get rid of the self-doubt. It's not serving you. And it's through trial and error. I've been dealing with this for years. And I think, one thought in my mind was like, oh, if you've been working on it for so long and you're still not better, like, then what's the point? Well, man, like, I think if you even feel a little bit better and you're trying, that's all that matters. Because, like, would you rather try and then eventually get there, or just never try and get miserable, more miserable, blah, 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 until you kill yourself? And I feel comfortable saying that because I have wanted to kill myself. So, I have faith in myself, and I think anyone watching this should have faith in themselves. It's a very important thing to, I think, have. But, signing off, you got this, you got life, and have a good rest of your day, night, evening, or whatever, what time of day you're watching this, but peace and love. I love you as a fellow human. You're a great person, and have a good one. Bye.